First video in quite a while with Starcade Hellraiser. So what have I been doing the last few weeks? Yep, played Final Fantasy 15. I have a clear on it. Can't wait to see what they're going to do with some more of that, but that's going to be forthcoming. Yes, that includes kicking this motherfucker's ass too. Sorry, spoilers all over the place, probably should have said that already. But this guy could feasibly be one of the new candidates for one of the best villains in the history of the Final Fantasy series. The guy's an utter fucking dick, and he just makes you just want to kill his ass. But yeah, that's one of the things I've been doing. And I would have added the opera-esque Zinyak clip from Saints Row 4 Re-Elected, but unfortunately YouTube would flag that, so I guess you're stuck not hearing that. Well, it was supposed to be a preview. I guess the name's a little bit of a misnomer. I'm actually going ahead and recording this on the first day in Japan night here of the Fanfest. The question is when I'm going to be able to actually release it. We'll see. I basically followed along with the Twitter and Reddit coverage of the keynote and watched about the first 45 to 50 minutes or so of the live letter. A lot of the get-gooders are going to be underwhelmed without everything but the serpent fight. We got the Harken from Red Mage. Now let's start with the keynote. Got the Harken from Red Mage. It's a hybrid DPS. It's both magic and melee, range magic, in close melee with daggers. It's going to be a real interesting dynamic to see how they balance that and not kill something like, say, Black Mage or even Bard. The Reddit people I was following were watching, and Yoshi caught him and basically made note of it, waiting for the t-shirt that he had on. He had a button-up black shirt first, and then took it off and revealed the Spider-Man t-shirt, and I thought, okay, what's that gonna do? And I figured, okay, just about discard this because the Spider-Man really doesn't do anything until all of a sudden somebody came up with at least two different angles to make it appear as if he had actually soft confirmed Samurai. There was a piece of controversy though in the reveal of Red Mage. The United States Square Enix Twitter account actually said that this was a confirmation of one of only two jobs that was going to be in the expansion, and that tweet had to be deleted. So we're not sure at this point whether that was information that was not supposed to be out there or whether it was a mistake. Kind of hope for the mistake, because somebody's going to get pissed if there's, if there's only two of them and you end up with say a tank and a DPS. The healers ain't going to be happy. If you end up with two DPS, nobody's going to be happy except the DPS. Does kind of raise the question of whether the lady in the trailer, which started the keynote, same trailer, no additions, was actually a Red Mage rather than a dancer, but we'll have to see more on that probably either at the dev panel tomorrow or in Frankfurt. Some of the other stuff from the keynote, basically the biggest surprise to me was probably they gave a conditional release date. June, I believe they said, what, June the 20th? they'll probably do early access a few days early and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, June the 20th with pre-orders starting in about a month. Well, I'm going to have to see where I am by about that point in the year, so I'm not going to be pre-ordering it anytime soon. That, of course, is also the drop-dead date for the end of the PS3 game. Is about then. Talking about 4.0, one of the big things they did was swimming and diving. That's going to be the new transportation mechanic. Instead of flying, it's going to be swimming and diving, and there is going to be underwater elements, but no fighting on or under the water. But there will be gathering, more like underwater fishing. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe it was just an excuse to put that female Makote in a swimsuit. So, take for that what you will. Apparently that is going to have a part to play in the story of 4X, including that you will probably need to complete a diving side quest to actually help complete the MSQ of 4X, but we'll go from that as time continues to permit. Anyway, they also spend a significant amount of time talking about the raid content. And the 8-man raid, the analog to Alexander and Coil, will in fact be Omega, the Bend of Time, which of course is not really much of a surprise because they've really been kind of looking at Omega the last, pretty much since the beginning of 2.0. Omega weapon has been kind of what the Guardians have been looking for, and it sounds like we're going to be called in to shut it down once and for all over the course of the 4.x expansions. Then something very interesting happened. They brought in at least one or two outside people for the next 24-man raid. This is the 4.0 24-man raid, and that is Return to Ivalice. We are going back to Ivalice for the between 5th and 7th or 8th time, basically in celebration of Final Fantasy Tactics 20th anniversary. They brought in at least one, if not two, of the people from Final Fantasy Tactics to work on that stuff. I'm kind of mad on that. But that is basically how you're going to progress through, so I'm about to play it. That's just how it goes. I'm trying to think of anything else that really kind of stuck out for me on the they did say a 4th residential ward somewhere in the discussion. They did kind of go through a lot of what was said in Las Vegas too. For a second reveal, this really didn't have that many meat and potatoes. I know we're still 6 months out. I know there's potential for delays and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of people that thought, okay, you've basically confirmed that the game really isn't changing that much for 4X. And that's pretty much it. And as I said, the Reddit got a little heat. To me, it's they know where their bread's buttered, and it ain't the kind of players that are going to be, getting advanced in new content. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I better not spend too much time because I only got about 5 minutes left in this video, and I should get to release some of the live letter. What the hell is that Paesa house? Okay, that's a little much. Talked quite a bit about the what I'm going to call Neo Diadem. They're shutting down Diadem in 3.5. They're going 3.5 Part 1, which has been given a release date of January 17th. 3.5 Part 2 in March. They'll bring it back. Then you're going to get 2 types of missions, and at least in the killing missions, you're going to get the hunting missions. Once you reach a limit, you're going to be thrown into a multi-party situation against a large boss that, at least according to the Reddit translation, appears to have 4 parties necessary to kill it. One of the houses of Ishgard is going to directly intervene into the exploratory nature of it, and you'll be able to get the different list of what you need to do, one to the next, and then you'll retrieve lockboxes for gear or items, and then there's going to be a specific type of rewards. If you can complete all of them within the time allotted, you'll be allowed to fly from the start, so on and so forth. Real interesting look at the 2 major battle mechanics in 3.5. First mechanics, I mean actually the 2 big fights. One is the third part of the Warring Triad, Zervin, who basically starts in a circular thing and very quickly destroys the circular arena 1/4 at a time. So probably the biggest thing is you're going to have to prevent that from happening, or you're going to be wiping and abandoning and leaving very quickly. They do say the fight will be significantly harder than Sophia. I see that lasting about 2 weeks until the clear rate of normal is about somewhere between 5 and 10%. That thing's going to get neutered faster than Vishap did. Then you've got the third part of the Mahak storyline. Starts on the airship heading into the final area, and you had to face Death Gaze at least for the first part of it. Of course, Yoshi P's invincibility, but of course there's a problem with that. You can fall off that portion of the airship, and there will obviously be knockback effects. Needless to say, I fully anticipate that's going to be a problem for a lot of players. Discussed some MSQ, showed some showed some screenshots, did some other housing stuff, picture frames and aquariums, and some group post stuff, and just really not that much there. You know, the hype train's not being felt. You know, it really isn't. And you know, I think a lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to say, huh? That's all you got for us, Yoshi? I mean, it does look like you've at least got some degree of gameplay intensive content. You know, it's going to try to get people to get good, but can't see it lasting that long. Just cannot. So I am kind of semi-underwhelmed. Oh, one thing. Nobu is going to do the main theme again for 4.0, and I've been in communication with Susan Calloway, who's going to perform tonight in Tokyo. You know, Twitter, and obviously I'm not claiming any exclusivity to the discussion, but I kind of said, okay, you know, what are you going to be working on the 4.0? And she put 4 emojis on her response. 3 of them were zipped lips, and one of them was kind of looking around to see if anybody noticed. I've seen that trick before. Sounds to me like Susan Calloway is going to be working on the 4.0 theme, which should be premiered in Frankfurt. If I missed anything or if I did anything wrong, I'll pick it up in another video, but I figured I better at least say stuff about this. But it is kind of getting late, and I think I've told enough stories for now, so the kids are going to have to leave, and I'm going to go to bed. Or at least my character is temporarily. See you soon, Stargate Hellraiser. Splat.